Recently, Will Smith invited me to an early private screening of a film that he has coming out in December. And that film is called Pursuit of Happiness. And in that movie, Will plays a man that is struggling to make ends meet for him and his son. And suddenly, he finds himself homeless. Now, after I saw that movie, I got on the phone and I called Will Smith and I was like, Will, this movie has touched me so deeply. It haunted me. It like followed me everywhere. And I brought about 15 people to this private screening, and about half of them were guys. And there was not a dry eye in the house. We were all just like spellbound after we saw this movie. And seeing that movie inspired me to learn more about the plight of the homeless and to do the show that you all are about to see. I did a lot of research on the homeless epidemic in this country, and I came across these crazy, terrifying facts. And the worst was this: 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck with absolutely no financial cushion to fall back on if they lost their job. So the bottom line is, while there are many people trying to live the American dream, they're actually closer to living on the streets. And believe it or not, being homeless can happen to you.
America the Beautiful, one of the richest nations in the world. But our poverty level is shocking, with as many as 3.5 million people experiencing homelessness in any given year. And there are more children on the street than ever before. Families are the fastest growing percentage of the overall homeless population. This is an epidemic. And with all of our wealth, there are so many roads to homelessness. We're living right next door to the disenfranchised, the displaced, and the disheartened. And it can happen to anyone. It can happen to you.
I thought the best way to bring this story to all of you was to experience it myself.
Today, I'm going on the streets, downtown LA, Skid Row, out there, just anything could happen. It's a little scary. I just want to try to immerse myself as much as possible into the homeless culture, because I'm just trying to do the best that I can. I was instructed to wear very thick boots because where we're going, there's a lot of dirty needles from heroin use, and there's a possibility that a needle could go through my foot. So that's why I'm wearing boots like this today.
Now, I might have been able to blend in better, but I thought it was important to have a guide to take me on the streets. And her name was Danielle. And Danielle is a 30-year-old former homeless woman, and she survived life on the streets for 5 years. How she got there is a completely different story, but it could happen to anyone, even you.
In 2001, Danielle lost her apartment and her income, and she sent her kids to live with their grandmother.
I was homeless for 5 years. You don't know what you're gonna do. You don't know where you're gonna sleep. I was so scared.
Like most homeless people, she learned the art of begging for money.
Just very ashamed, and that I would have to be asking for money from somebody. I never thought I would be in that position, you know. That's the part that hurt me the most is, you know, where am I going to go next? Where am I going to sleep at next? And where am I going to eat next? Or where am I going to take a shower at next? It's just a nightmare. You know, you just want it to be over with as soon as you can. It's just like I just want to wake up from a bad dream and never think that you were ever like that. Wishing that, you know, that that never happened.
Danielle, I see that you're watching that, and what is going through your mind seeing what your life used to be?
It's very frustrating. And looking back on that and thinking about it, I'm glad I'm not in that position anymore. It's the hardest thing to go through, and just don't know what's gonna happen next from day to day,
not knowing what's gonna happen next. Well, I asked Danielle to take me around and show me a day in her life on Skid Row. And you're gonna see my eye-opening experience after the break. And you guys, it was a day that I will never, ever forget. We'll be right back.
A Up next, I experience what it's like to be homeless.
Crazy. I mean, you don't know who's crazy out there and what they could do or want to do to you.
And I cannot believe what I saw. And later, homeless kids on Skid Row.
And we just see some dude running behind her, like grab her and try to cut her throat, I think. He got her arm, and then she fell down, and he just started stabbing her.
Is there hope for their...
Today we're talking about homelessness and how easy it can happen to you. Still with me is Danielle, and she's been homeless for 5 years. And I asked Danielle to show me a day in her life on Skid Row, which is the belly of the homeless epidemic here in Los Angeles. It was one of the most sobering days of my life. And I was dressed to blend in, and I thought I was ready to take on the experience, but nothing could prepare me for what I was about to see.
4 miles from my house, there is a place that not many people know about, and very few dare to go. It is Skid Row. This is the place where the homeless build their tents, live on the streets, and do the only thing they know how to do: survive. I wanted to experience firsthand the desperation of the homeless. I wanted to understand what their lives are really like and walk a day in their shoes. No makeup, no lights, nothing but me and the street. So I was dropped off on Skid Row to meet Danielle, the once homeless woman that was to be my guide today. I stopped at 2 kids in the street playing ball.
Hi. My name is Tyra. Hi. What's your name?
My name's Franklin.
Franklin, and what's your name?
Egypt.
Egypt? I just saw you guys playing, and I saw you stop, and you guys are looking at this. Is this a normal thing to see out here?
Yeah.
That's a crack pipe, isn't it? Yeah.
Pick it up.
Huh?
Pick it up.
No, I don't want you to pick that up.
It ain't gonna hurt you.
You know, I've never seen a crack pipe before.
Yeah, that's a crack. You see how the top part is black? That's the reason they threw it away, 'cause that's black.
What does that mean when it's black?
There's crack in it.
There's crack in there.
Yeah, you see that white stuff?
Yeah.
That's crack. So someone probably got paranoid from all these cameras and threw it. It's like a nickel rock in there.
That's a nickel rock. What's a
Yeah,
nickel rock?
a nickel rock's like a $5 crack piece.
Okay.
And then there's a dime, which is a $10 crack piece, and a dub, which is a $20 crack piece. But yeah, that's a hit in there. So.
Do people just do it like out here, like just normal? Really? So are you guys, how old are you?
I'm 15, she's 13.
Are you guys homeless?
Pretty much, you could say that.
How long have you guys been out here?
5 years.
5 years. So this just is a normal thing when you guys are playing, isn't that? That's just a normal thing.
Danielle was waiting for me, so I had to say goodbye to Franklin and Egypt.
Hi. Hi, I'm Tyra.
I met Danielle, and looking at her, I was shocked to think that she was once homeless.
Do you have any money?
No, I don't have any money on me.
Do you have any cell phones?
No cell phone.
Do you have any purses or anything on
No,
you?
nothing. I just nothing. You're ready. I'm ready? Okay.
Place I'm going to take you to is where I usually find San Julian on Skid Row.
As we were walking to Skid Row, the actual street is called San Julian, I felt like I was entering into a nightmare.
There's a lot of stuff out there. It's crazy. I mean, you don't know who's crazy out there and what they could do or want to do to you.
Some of these homeless people look like lost souls. I felt like I was walking into hell on earth.
Why would you choose to live on a street with so many homeless people? Is there a safety in living with a lot of people that are homeless?
It's not safety, no. That's like the only choice you have to do sometimes, It's hard it's frustrating when you don't know where you're gonna stay and stuff.
The horror of seeing open sores, bleeding feet, men hurled around crack pipes. It didn't seem real. It was shocking. People were shooting up, smoking crack, right there in broad daylight. Danielle said to me, "Tyra, you're seeing it through my eyes, but you have to experience it for yourself." Everything was out in the open, no walls. I could see everything.
You know what is crazy to me is this is America. This This is supposed to be the place that everybody wants to come because America
So rich.
takes care of everybody. We're rich. So to see this,
And it's sad because, I mean, you see a lot of single people with children.
it's opening my eyes.
Yeah.
It's really opening my eyes a lot. So Danielle, how did you go from being this woman that had a normal life to being homeless?
It all started when my boyfriend, he was working. He was our sole provider for me and my kids. He had an injury, and it caused him to stop working and walking. So little by little, we started to get behind on our rent and our bills. And eventually, we just lost our place. And so after a while, we split up, and my mom didn't want my kids to go through that. And I thank God that she was so good to me and that she let me have my kids, let my kids stay there.